Hey everyone, how are you all? Today let's see how to pre-pleat a super nice soft silk sari. So this is one of my customers' sari and this sari for her was for her engagement.
So firstly, let's see which is the correct side of the sari. Or you can identify using it the border, the design, or the edges that is stitched over. And now let's take the pallu and start taking the pleats. So initially, when you're taking pleats, take small pleats and let it be a rough pleats. Need not a very perfect one also. So later on, we will correct it with our pre-pleating method. So let's secure this with a pin. Now using a iron table we will start taking the pleats. Before that my client had given her pallu length which I measured from her shoulder. That we will take the tuck in part which has to be 1 meter and half gajam. So this is how you have to measure it, and this measurement is for the medium size people. Okay, so now let's pluck it with the table and start taking the pleats. So always the first pleats has to be bigger, and which I measure as 4 inch, and the rest all pleats has to be its 3/4, which is our index finger. So using both the index finger, we will start taking the pleats like this randomly. Whenever we are measuring for the pallu pleats, the first, as I said, the first pleat has to be bigger. So since the client wanted very small pleats, I measured it as 4 inch for the first pleat. However, depending upon their chest size, you can even measure that first pleat little bigger. It can be even more than 4 inch, can be 4.5 or 5 inch, like that. The purpose of measuring the first pleat bigger is because to cover your sides. Okay, so your when you wear your sari, your side chest doesn't show awkward. So that is the main purpose. Also you get many small pleats also, so there is two purpose of taking pleats in this way. I'll secure it with a pin. Okay, so as I said, we have taken the initial pleat roughly. So now we have to correct that one. So keeping the measurement of what we just taken, we will now correct that starting of the pleats. So this is going to be the opposite way. Now keeping that as the measurement, we will now measure here. This way you finally end up with the proper measurement and the proper size of pleats. So there will not be any bigger or smaller pleats. After taking the pleats, we will properly arrange it. Now we will take back the pleats and again pluck it. We will again open that pin and rearrange again, because you might miss one or two pleats with an irregular sizes. So to make it very perfect, we will again remove that and take pleats again. Measurement will not be changing, so you will be easily taking the pleats. It's going to be easy to take the pleats, so you need not worry about that. Now we can see our first pleat has come up perfectly. So keeping that as the following measurement, we will continue taking the pleats till the shoulder length. So you can easily find the measurement lines which you can easily follow and take the pleats. Before securing it with pin, always pull and arrange each pleats very tightly like this and give a rough press with your hands, and now secure with the pin. So you can avoid that bulge in between the pleats, so that while ironing you will not have any extra fabrics or any lumps anywhere left out. Okay. From the shoulder point, always the pallu should end up at the cuff length. Okay, so here when you are at your shoulder point, you see both the pleats ending up the same side, which is not correct. So before taking the chest pleat, we have to turn back the pleats this way. So this issue you will find in few of the silk sarees, so need not worry about that. So even though your both the pleats end up in the same side, at the shoulder point before taking your chest pleat, you just have to make a turn this way and then secure it with the pin, so that that pleat will end up at the right side. Now let's take the remaining measurements. To take that, let's place a sari this way on the table, and from the shoulder point, from that shoulder pin, you will measure 3 times this way. So this is 3 gajam. Now again from that measurement we will take our side measurement, which is scalp part. That is going to be a 2.5 gajam, and since my client had a little bit tummy, I am measuring 1 index finger extra. Now secure this with the pin. This is only for the measurement. Later on we will remove all these pins. So now that tuck in part, the tuck in part pin and the scalp part pin both are going to be your center pleat measurement. I mean the center pleat fabric. So now let's start taking the center pleat. Here also I am taking the first pleat little bigger, and the remaining it's 3/4. So the measurement I have measured here is 4 inch the first pleat, and the remaining all 3 inch, which is exactly your index finger. So following the same measurement, we will end up with the both the pin ending up at the same side. So this is a little closer view. So this is how I'm taking. So when you measure your index finger as the center pleat size, you will get more pleats. Hold the pleats tightly and place it on the table, and leave a small gap between each pleats, a very minor gap. This way you are spreading the pleats evenly so that you do not find a bulge when you tuck in, and you get a V shape at the end when we iron it. Okay, so that is the purpose why we keep a small gap and spread each pleats this way. So spreading of the pleats in the center pleats applies for all types of sari, whichever we wear, even the daily wear, that normal synthetic sari also, you wear it following this same method. You keep a gap and place all the pleats. You get a nice flow of the center pleat. It is shown out very perfectly. Now we will place it on the table and secure it with the peg clip and plug it. Now, following the same line, we will start taking the pleats. We will start arranging the pleats and place it properly. Again, make sure we are keeping it or placing it with the gap. And now the gap is going to be a little bigger than the initial gap. Okay, so when you follow this method, what will happen is you will finally find a V-shaped center pleat. Now we will also start ironing the pleats. So as and when we complete the pleating, we will iron it and secure it with the pin. Now let's arrange the leftover pleats from the end of the center pleat. Once the pleats are perfectly taken and placed, we will iron it. Now let's secure it with the pin. So these pins, the client has to remove only after they have worn it completely. Okay, so the last only they have to remove all these extra pins which we have um, used for securing the pleats. So this way you are getting a V-shaped pleat. So now we will carefully place the pleats on the floor. Now we will take our pallu pleats and start ironing. So whenever we are ironing a pallu pleats, make sure you are ironing both sides so that it gives you that crispiness. So this way we will follow ironing till our shoulder length. All right, so now we have completed ironing our pallu pleats. Now let's take our chest pleat. So let's spread the chest pleat this way. It's very easy. You just have to follow the lines of the pallu pleats that will automatically show you up. So arrange it very carefully, because once you iron it, then again you will not be able to change it, and it's going to be really difficult because you will find those ironed lines again and again. To avoid it, please do check multiple times so that we are taking the pleats perfectly. And also make sure you're not missing up any of the pleats. Sometimes one pleat might be hiding inside each other. So make sure you're inserting your fingers properly, checking out if you have left any pleats by mistake. So once, twice, thrice, please check, and then arrange the pleats this way. So here again, we are keeping an equal gap between each pleats. So depending upon the number of pleats, the gap size or the gap measurement will vary. So I have taken nearly 2 inch, 1.5 to 2 inch. So measuring that only, I have kept the gap between each pleats. So this is how it will look in the end. So the first half pleats have been taken for the chest pleat. Now let's take the rest of the pleats. So until your pin measurement, so where we have secured a pin for the measurement identity, till that you have to take the pleats. Now these pleats has to be little bigger, the space between these pleats has to be little bigger than the previous one. So say you have taken usually it will show it automatically, so you can just take it and randomly place it. Just make sure you have a proper equal gap between each pleats. That's it. So if you happen to see it is showing a little larger size between the pleats, gap between the pleats. Okay. Now we will iron it with the downward stroke. Now finally we have our pleated sari ready this way. Here is how we will start doing our box folding now. So place it on the table. You have to reverse the sari and place it on the table. And make sure you're reversing your remaining sari which is placed on your shoulder as well. So the whole sari will be at the opposite side, the reversed side. We will take this fabric, the tuck-in fabric, and place all inside this measurement. This measurement is again going to be your 1 gajam. So I'm not shown that measurement here properly. Maybe the next video I will try showing it. Now you will place your chest pleats this way. Once it is done, we will bring up both the sides and close it this way, making it as a box. And now placing that remaining this way, carefully holding it and bringing the pallu pleats this way. And now I'm making small folds of the pallu pleats and inserting inside the box gap this way. After inserting, we will give a small press with the hand like this. So this way, after when you pack it, the pallu pleat will have still more stiffness. So here is the box fold ready. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any doubt, feel free to comment below and I shall reply. I will make more informative videos this way. Keep supporting. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, share, like, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you are notified with all my videos. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Take care.